The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. A season tips off.
Where they held up a sign outside the assailant's house saying, "I did it. I took it all."
You don't understand. I'm not supposed to be here. Then where he paid for the guy's flight to go pick up the money. And then he flew down there the money and went to his house to count the money.
He actually bought a neon sign outside his house that said Mavericks minus 10.5 tonight. I need some volume on this shit. Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The NBA gambling scandal is a dumpster fire of biblical proportions, and Chauncey Billups and company's right in the middle. While you're down there, say what's up to Woody Johnson and the Jets. We've got highlights, we even brought the receipts, and we got Playoff Patty. That's right, Playoff Patty. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk, the Sports Nuts.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me right here on New York Minute Sports. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. But I'm hyped up right now, and that's why I brought in the big guns. I brought in Playoff Patty to talk NBA cheating scandal, and if it's wisdom we need, look at that beard, folks. It's full of wisdom. What's going on, Pat?
Going on, brother? How we doing?
I've been better. I woke up after we went to the Knick game last night. Wonderful victory from the Knickerbockers in the stadium last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 119-111. And guess what? The mojo were good. The vibes were good. People were feeling good. And Spike Lee was in his zoot suit. But guess what? I woke up to a whole new ball game today. And I'm like, what did Chauncey Billups do? I thought he got a DWI. You know, the usual, Pat. But no.
Yeah, you feel like maybe the Batman villain might have been implicated in this whole deal too, or what?
I thought it might have been an inside job from Spike Lee, who looked like he was in a zoot suit riot last night in the Garden.
Penguin! I am not a human being! I am an animal!
What just came out later today, bombshell breaking news right here, New York Minute Sports. Chauncey Billups was found giving information out to gamblers about the Portland Trail Blazers were tanking the season and they weren't going to play their best players. Now, he notified gamblers that Blazer players weren't playing. He was apparently hired by some people to come into gambling rings. So what happens is a lot of guys, they get underground gambling games, and what they do is they get a celebrity like Chauncey Billups and sport fans, because you know sport fans are gamblers too. They get these sport fans who want to sit around a famous guy, and they get them to come in. But what they were doing was they were cheating with X-ray card readers and literally James Bond X-ray contact lenses.
The verdict's out on all that as well right now. I mean, I want to see the proof of that. I'd like to understand that. I read that same thing, and it was X-ray card tables and cameras in the poker chips and special sunglasses and all kinds of crazy stuff that they're saying is doing. Now, if that is the case, that's...
How can you be arrested for rigging illegal games? Like, I keep hearing on the news, right? They're like, and not only did they have underground gambling, they also were rigging the games. So, like, they're getting in trouble for not only gambling underground, which is, like, against the law. They rigged the game, so now they're in trouble for that? Like, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Like, shouldn't that just be a general, like, one charge, you know?
It's already
like,
illegal, so how do you get charged for something? I get it.
It'd be like stealing a flat screen from Walmart and then Uncle Sam taxes you on it.
I mean, I think you hit the nail right on the head is what the major issue with all this is, as it always is with the government, is taxes. They want the money. When you put your money in, you win your money, the government gets their slice. If somebody wins $100,000 and the government doesn't get their cut.
There's a major reason gambling was made illegal, and the only things that you could gamble on was a roulette table and a horse, because a horse couldn't have his wife kidnapped by some nefarious people, or they cannot be influenced by money, fame, or whatever. So it seems like a straight up bet. But after the pandemic happened and they came back with the gambling, now these guys are so in bed with gambling, and now every stadium is Lone Depot Stadium, and they're sponsored by DraftKings and FanDuel. And hey, you can empty your bank account while taking your morning shit. They're like, what are we going to do about this gambling thing? It's already out of the barn. It's already Terminator 2. Skynet is here, and Silver, the commissioner of basketball, is first on the hit list. Because once you get into bed with gambling, dude, you leave up the window for so much fucking around. I have a question for you. You don't gamble.
I do not.
I mean, you play your numbers like an old 98-year-old Sicilian lady.
I do play the lotto.
Before we go to every sporting event, Pat has to find the worst bodega that smells like God knows what, and a woman with possibly Agent 0, Patient 1 of Ebola virus, and get me sick while he's doing his numbers.
What was the lottery number last night? My wife buys me 2 tickets every week. For the last 10 years, plays the same 2 numbers all the time. I say, hey, why don't you play a different number? She goes, well, those are my lucky numbers.
But that's the only gambling that Pat does. Why don't you gamble on sports?
I don't know. I just never really got into it, man. Even when I go to the casino, I'm just not too many things I'll gamble on. I like roulette tables. I like all that stuff. It's not for me. I don't know. Never really got into it.
That's my perfect example. Some people have it or they don't. We all know some people, and you guys have seen them on this show, TK Dollars, okay, doll hairs. This guy will put 475 large on a turtle race because he heard the turtle likes blondes with big tits, okay? So that's the kind of spectrum here. I'm so Irish and so cheap, I see it losing. I'm like, as soon as they put the $10 in, it's a losing proposition. My money is gone. There's a 2 out of 10 chance I'm actually going to hit on that bet. And if
you gotta go into it like that, though, Eric. You can't go into it expecting to make money. It's like when I play the lotto.
Oh no! But people do. You're talking like a normal person.
Well, I mean, and if you got an inside lane like they're alleging, well, then hey, why wouldn't you bet? But like, I mean, for me, it's I don't know. I'm the same way. I can't deal with the anxiety of the whole thing.
I don't know, man. If I was a 23 to 24-year-old kid and I came from nothing and I still talk to all my boys, my big inner circle, I'm going to fake an injury tonight with 9 minutes left in the game. I'm going to hit the under, put your life savings on it, and send your kid to college.
Their performance or took themselves out of games to make sure that those bets paid out. One example occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player, now with the Miami Heat, but at the time...
Really quick, I'm doing a side investigation now. First allegation, Charlotte, Tommy K. Dollars lives there. Okay? Breaking news.
Was Tommy K involved?
Where was Tommy K. Dollars, and have you seen Oofy? Okay? Have you guys seen Oofy? Pat, have you seen Oofy?
Very important
playing
questions.
For the Hornets,
but I did
allegedly
hear from him.
let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information,
Ooh, my arm, it's broken.
Members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his...
That's, your friends are always fucking you up. 200,000. I bet you this guy got on the horn and was like, I told you guys not to put that much money on it.
He probably didn't even use a burner phone. He's probably doing it from his regular phone. I mean, it's
yeah, no. Yeah. He's like, are you calling me from your landline?
yeah, 100%.
Bro, and because
Cash Patel's in there. He's like,
Did I tell you not to tell Terry? Terry's got the biggest mouth. Oh, but Terry, I owed Terry $50. So I had to tell Terry. So $225,000. Now I got the NBA and Cash Patel telling me he's going to see me in Valhalla later. Yo, Cash Patel was all in that ass today, Pat.
Is under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their.
I mean, that's some of the most, that part of the story is one of the most ridiculous things.
Where they held up a sign outside the assailant's house saying, "I did it."
Yeah,
I took
no,
it
but
all.
I read something where he paid for the guy's flight to go pick up the money, and then he flew down there back with the money and went to his house to count the money.
He actually bought a neon sign outside his house that said Mavericks minus 10.5 tonight.
He's got one of those paper things that goes across, just gives you the whole.
Hold on, I gotta rewind this. So this is scarier than Halloween itself. Where's the volume? I need some volume on this shit.
As the NBA exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity.
Oh. Did you have to do the sappy News 12 line at the end?
I mean, man, look, he's going to be banned from basketball, just like Porter was.
Planet Earth.
If he gets convicted, if the charges turn out to be true, if they can convince a jury of his peers that he has done this, then he's not going to be playing basketball anymore. It's over for him. And it's going to be the same for Chauncey, too.
So,
if they can prove this stuff, it's a wrap. And Chauncey just got inducted into the Hall of Fame last year.
Oh, Chauncey. Listen.
You know what I mean?
I want you to listen to, I do know what you mean. I am not acknowledging what you said, but I'm sorry. You know how I get fixated on things. I'm fixated on this police academy line this woman just used. She's like, yeah, his mouth wrote a check, his ass can't cash. Like, check this out.
Counted their cash. As the NBA
hold on, I love it. Hold on, I got to hear it again.
To his home, where the group counted their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity.
Back to you.
There was some intern in the back that came up with that. Like,
okay, yeah. She's like, okay, look. No. She's like, your time's up. They're coming out like with different songs. Overtime is over. No, that stinks. It's college radio. What next? Yeah. It personal foul on Chauncey. Nah, that's too long. Okay, but you gotta see this guy. Fucking what's his name? Rozier. Okay. Did you see the clips coming out of him messing up during the game? Bro, no, it looks like the movie Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen. Let's go to the videotape.
And the meter's still running, which is...
Bro, he looks at me. He looks like me at the Grenville Baker Boys and Girls Club in 4th grade with my dream team from the Rice Krispies box. Trade in, okay? That was hot, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that's not that. You know what that is? That's about a $12,000 mistake right there.
And still running, which is... still going. Rozier turned it over again. Having a tough night.
Oh, look at the imaginary bump, okay?
This is the first I'm seeing all this. This shit is incredible.
This is the first. This is great then. Look at this imaginary bump he takes. Now, Pat's played basketball, okay? And Pat was a really good basketball player back in the day. But look at this nonsense.
Still going. Rozier turned it over.
he was already breaking towards the net like Wade Boggs leaving the batter's box on a slap single.
Think they were betting on turnovers?
I think they were okay. What happens is they were betting on over under points and turnovers. Yes, I think they were betting on both. Like, there's a quick fix to this, by the way, in the NBA, and they probably won't do it.
So I'm not 100% familiar with the betting thing. So just let me ask a question to you, because I don't really know a whole lot about this. Like, when you go in, and now I feel like you could do this because I know they could do it on baseball. Like, you could bet if somebody's going to hit a home run, or if somebody's going to do this, somebody's going to do that. Do you, in basketball, can you bet on like turnovers? Can you bet on stuff like that?
Yeah, you can bet on how many nose hairs they have in their head. It's called player props, and all you can do, that's the thing, bro. Like, the minutia in that FanDuel account and in that DraftKings, they have a zillion different ways to find out how to take your money from you. You used to have to go find a bookie. You used to have to do it underneath the table. You used to have to pay a vig. You used to have to pay a percentage. Now it's all above ground, and it's worse than ever. Okay? The way that this works is that it's an easy fix, Pat. You only allow people to gamble on how many points they have a game. So no more over-under. So the way that it works right now, and for people that don't gamble that watch the show, there's a line set. Let's say Karl Anthony Towns' line is set at 24 points. You can bet the under on that, just like in football. The over-under is, say, 56 points. I think they're going to score a combined under point. So let's say you have Karl Anthony Towns at 24. All right, I'm taking the under tonight. Karl Anthony, big zesty, calls up his boy, his limo driver, and it's like, yo, listen, send your kids to college tonight. I got the flu. I'm not playing. Take the under. I'm only playing in the first quarter. Boom. It's a done deal, okay? So now what you do is, and you can change this overnight, you're only allowed to bet on the over. Now Karl Anthony Towns, his line is 24 points. You can only take the over. So now that person on the court has to score more than 24 points. So they have to try. It's incentivized. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but does that take? I mean,
all of it.
Look, I have nothing against gambling.
I do.
If you want to gamble, I don't. I mean, if you want to gamble on sports and you want to, possibly.
Look, I have a problem. My problem with gambling is the fact of our youth. I got to grow up, Pat, in a world where I could watch the game for the love of the game. All right. Now these kids, I talk to a lot of these kids I run into that see me on social media in the stadium and stuff like that. And I ask them, like, one of the first questions I ask a young kid is, where am I? No, is like, how is the gambling affecting you and your boys? Because I know if I was 18 and I had a debit card or taken out credit cards with my credit not even being affected yet, bro, I'd be in debt. And now when you go to Bethpage Black and you go golfing and you're in the golf cart and they got the little TV where they have the fucking scores of the baseball game running on loop. And
everybody wants a quick come up, right?
Everybody wants a quick come up. They literally keep the lights on in the building with parlays. It's the biggest loser proposition. You go into the whole thing in a losing proposition. But the thing is the love of the game and being a fanatic, being a fan, okay? And if it gets skewed and it gets lost in the sauce, I'm donezo. Because I know that the WWE is fake. It was told to me. But what I'm scared about, Pat, is the fact that just like the WWE used to be like, no, Razor Ramon's really a scumbag from Miami, right? That's the deal. Like, we don't know any different. Like, Ultimate Warrior is definitely from parts unknown. Like, that was truth. You know what I'm saying? But now the WWE has told you it's fake. Kayfabe is over. It's out the window. And now these guys are social media people. They got Prime in the middle of their ring in WWE. They're selling it to the Saudis. So this is the almighty dollar, bro. This is killing sports, is the influx of money. And know where it all started, Pat? Fantasy football. It's exactly where it started, was fantasy football.
It's a fair take. And I completely understand that.
Because remember,
line of thought.
Remember like 8 remember like 8 years ago, real quick, and this will be my last point before I stop rambling. But about 8 years ago, it was a new trend for people to go, hey, I got fans saying that you let me down in fantasy football today. Like, that was a new trend. Now, you got guys sending people death threats, college kids, because they missed a free throw and they just lost their house. So,
Yeah, I mean, but do you opposite side, devil's advocate, right? So, okay, so now you ban sports betting. Now that you have all these people that have done it and are used to doing it, I mean, where does that drive all of that money? And now all those, it's not going to stop.
That's why I said the professional sports has created Frankenstein, and he's woken up from his slumber and he is burning the town to the ground because the genie's out of the bottle, Pat. They can't put it back in the bottle. Now all these degenerates that we know that can't take action on shit, they're going to be like junkies. It's like they're going to be looking for it on the streets. It's exactly what they're going to be doing. But that's the way that it had to happen before, man. Or you had to fly to Vegas. You had to go to a state that said it was cool. Now everything is legal, bro. You see, that's why Las Vegas is dying by the day, and it looks like a ghost town because you can lose your whole bank account during your morning shit.
Yeah, you got online poker, all those stupid, all that stuff you can do. I never understood why people do that anyway, because it's just some algorithm behind it. It's
because you can make life-changing money in one felt swoop, and you think that everyone's guilty of it, dude.
Yeah, you could, but how many people do? Like, how often does that happen? I don't know, because I'm not like.
Well, you're a guy that plays the lotto, so I mean,
and I still haven't won, and I'm 42. So I mean, it's.
And I found out your numbers, and I'm stealing them. I went and played them today, by the way. Just to let you guys know, I like to sabotage my friends. I found out his numbers, so when think about this. Think about this gaslighting of good friends, okay? When he wins the lotto, Pat's going to be in his location. He's going to be in his bat cave, and he's going to go, holy shit, I won the lotto. And then he calls me. He goes, Erik, you're never going to believe it. I won the lotto. And I'm going to go, you're never going to believe it. He goes, what do you mean? I won it too, Pat. Because I stole your numbers and I'm a leprechaun. Yar, yar, yar. So, well, let's get back to this guy who looks like
let me see the rest of these.
He looks like it literally looks like the montage from Teen Wolf when they're getting down by 14 points. Okay, if I could put win in the end to this. Also, Pat, I want you to think about this. Look at this when he puts the ball through the guy's legs like London Bridge is falling down. Look at him cock his head back and try to tell 18,000 people he's disappointed. Look, check this out.
And the meter's still running, Richard. It's still going.
You see that nonsense? Because now it's always amazing when
theatrics.
You're able to put this through the filter of knowing this guy was cheating. Like if I was just looking at this and passing on Instagram, I wouldn't think twice about it, right? Just the guy messing up. But at the end of this clip, I want you to listen to the announcer's voice, Pat. I think he even starts getting on the case.
Rozier turned it over again, having a tough night. And Rozier off the DHO. And he turned it over. Turn it up. But you don't want to play it too clean, especially against the Miami Heat. I can tell you, hey, you don't like playing in Miami? Yeah, they do. Lock down to 3. They got to get busy. Rozier with a 9-1-1 comes up short.
Wow, those are some garbage plays.
This is all from one game.
I know. Well, I mean, this is what we were talking about last night, right? With the Knicks, right? Like it's the moving the ball, getting a good shot, doing all that. And sometimes you're like, you said it like you said last night, right? You're like, well, sometimes, it's human nature to take your foot off of the gas. And then what's his name said it right after you, Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown said the same.
He said it right after you. But like, you did really say that before he said it.
Yeah.
So, but then like, so that's human nature. But now you got guys that are coming in here. I mean, this is just, this is atrocious.
Bro,
I mean, this is
going to get so much worse everyone's doing it. If you think that these guys are doing it on a small scale, which they are, but this guy, he looks like when Steve Urkel turns into Stefan or the other way around. The way this guy is playing, this looks like if you were to put Benny Hill music or Curb Your Enthusiasm music to this, you'd think it was a comedy skit. And
this ain't taking your foot off the gas. This is running the car into a ball.
The ultimate teammates can sacrifice so much.
Oh my God.
That all year.
Razir with the show and go. That's what the announcer's trying to assemble some kind of reality to this. He does it with the show and go.
Empty corner two-man game. Rozier with a three. Anderson with a rebound. Rozier reloaded.
Having another one.
Try.
Bro. This is okay, so I think this is where the announcer says.
Awfully.
Oh,
boy, that was awful.
Yeah. That was awfully. So, yeah, it's happening all over the place. Now, remember, let's go in the Wayback Machine, as I like to call it, okay? Do you guys remember there was a referee called Tim Donaghy? Pat? Fixing games from 2003 to 2007.
I do remember that.
Yeah. He would manipulate point spreads with fouls. He was also outright gambling on games.
But that's a lot harder to do than this.
Now,
you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that are out of your control. Like we saw some shit fouls last night called. I don't think the game was finished. But for a ref, now it's a little bit different, I think, like we said before with the football thing. But I think in basketball, it's a little harder for a ref to manipulate because there's only so many fouls you can call. There's only so many things you can do. You know what I mean?
No,
it's not like you can.
I totally disagree, man. Because I think NBA is the easiest game to rig. Is because
by a ref or by a player?
By a ref.
Why do you think
Because,
that?
dude, you look at those nonsense fouls that they call going to the basket that people don't even think about.
Yeah, but I mean the NBA.
That's why they implemented the instant replay because of guys like Donaghy. But man,
you're looking at the NBA now is a shadow of what the NBA was in the late '90s, early 2000s. Because you're talking. I mean, think about the '90s Knicks, and you came down the lane on '90s, and you had Oakley and Mason standing down there, Sparta kicking you in your chest. So it's a different game now. And like from the LeBron flops, you see it last night. I mean, and to his credit, he sold it quite a bit, was Kolek last night. Right. So a couple of those fouls, he's like, his hair's flopping and he's going all over the place. There's the flop and the art of selling a foul has gotten to be a part of this game. And I think LeBron is probably the king of that.
I want you to watch this real quick. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine. We're going to go to your buddy, AI, the really cool AI, not the one that's going to put us in camps for the rest of our lives. Allen Iverson, all right? The friendly AI. This is what Allen Iverson said about officials when he was playing for the Lakers.
Allen Iverson threatened Steve Javie, and we felt as a staff he should have been suspended, but he was only fined $25,000. I had the next game, and the two referees and myself in the morning meeting decided that Allen Iverson, although he carries the ball all the time and it's never called, we were going to enforce that rule against him that night, and we went out in the first half, and we all each took a turn. We had a pact. We're all going to call a palming violation on him, and we did that.
Dunkman, age 27.
When he would go to the basket, there were times when he would get nudged, and you would usually call a foul even if the basket went in, but we were letting all that little stuff go and kind of letting him get roughed up a little bit.
Iverson came up to me during.
And that's Donaghy, the guy that was the guy saying this is the guy that threw the games.
He is carrying the ball. I mean, that is a clear violation of basketball rules. He's carrying.
You are
the ball.
Devil's advocate, huh? Yeah.
The guy is palming the ball. So you guys aren't calling that to begin with. So you're fucking up right there anyway. So well,
I'm using that as an example of how they can manipulate the game. He just
And that's
told you
fair.
that 3 referees just got together, colluded, and made Allen Iverson. Yes, he is breaking the rules, but we all know what basketball looks like, okay? And guys get certain calls, and some guys, like OG and Cat, they go to the basket, they go, ah! Yeah! Right? They go, yeah! And they get the call, but there was no foul. So I think that you can manipulate this game. This guy was going hard in the paint. He was apparently by the way, on New York Minute here, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And being from New York, we support everybody. Any way you can turn a buck, guys, we support you right here on New York Minute. Innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
I know that's right.
I feel like doing the cops intro now. In a court of law.
Yeah, I mean, like you look at like an Allen Iverson, right? So the guy even said it right there. Like, you know, the fouls that we would usually call when he's driving to the hoop and he's getting touched, he's getting a little bump, and they would usually call that foul. They're not calling it that day. But they're not calling it that day because Allen Iverson was yelling at them and threatening another ref the night before. Not because he's got money on the game.
Well, now,
you know what I mean? And now it's
whoa. Let's talk about that. Allen Iverson allegedly, has nefarious connections as well. So how do you know this wasn't some kind of tit for tat thing? Because if they were,
I guess you never do. I mean, that's a fair point.
You never really do,
I mean,
because if they got the refs on the payroll, that means that they definitely got players on the payroll.
But I mean, he just said it. It was because he yelled at the ref the night before. We decided we were going to enforce the palming violation, and then we weren't going to call the fouls when he got bumped going to the lane.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But dirty cops do arrest people. Does that make sense? You know, like
fair. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. But I mean, I'm just saying that I don't think this particular incident that you're bringing up with Allen Iverson was a betting thing. But yes, I understand the point that you're drawing on it. But yeah, it does. I guess it does bring the influence that a ref could have. But did that throw that game? Did that change that game when he did that? Or did it just throw off Allen Iverson's numbers a little bit that night? You know, and
you got to think it's human nature for these guys to be working night in, night out as a referee, running up and down the court, busting your ass, or a Major League Baseball ump who's got to ump 162 games in equipment behind the plate.
Yeah, I think it's easier for them to throw.
No. The question I'm going to ask is, do you think that these guys get tired of watching these pompous asshole athletes make so much money and that they're not getting they're around so much goddamn money? Okay.
I think
Juan Soto gets to the plate, he makes $220,000 per plate appearance, and the ump is making a quarter of that. And then Juan Soto shows him up and tells him to go F himself. Don't you think he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to put $300,000 on the Brewers tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. I
understand.
Element.
And they might be saying that they want all this instant replay and robo umps and all this shit. They might be saying it's for the quality of the game. They might be trying to get the corruption out of the game out because they don't want to tell us. Also, look into this. Everybody also here, I'm going to, listen, allegedly, I already got A-Rod looking at my account all the time, so I've been hitting nerves. I'm going to hit another one right now. Allegedly. Okay, this is for entertainment purposes only. Michael Jordan left basketball because he was gambling on basketball. They told him to go play baseball for 3 years, which he was terrible at. You think, why would Michael Jordan go play baseball? He was a compulsive gambler. We all know.
Well, yeah, you know, the story behind that was because didn't his dad get wrapped up in that whole deal too? And that was
apparently the urban legend is Jordan ran his tab up with some nefarious people. They came to collect. He told them to fuck off because he's Michael Jordan. They went, okay. They killed his dad while he was changing his tire on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Then they're like, you're going to pay up now? So I bet you he paid up. This got wind to the NBA, and they found out that he was doing this, and all this went down. And they were like, listen, if you come out and you're gambling on basketball, this is going to ruin the NBA. Because you got to remember, before Magic and Bird,
well, was he gambling on basketball? Is that what they were saying? Because I don't know. Because I mean, like, you got to look.
He was illegally gambling, and also a different time in space, man. The 90s. This is
that's what I mean.
Jordan. You know, he was a god, man. He was.
Yeah.
He was the biggest role model in fucking the United States. And, they were like, hey, go play baseball for 3 years. We'll give you a low-key suspension. And
I mean, he was one of the biggest stars in the world, right? I mean, that's why Oofy's a Bulls fan.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you see Oofy, by the way.
It's like when I was in India, that's all we knew was Michael Jordan.
So that's,
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I'm talking about. And now, and he's starting to come back around. He's starting to do interviews and stuff. But listen, man, I don't know. I don't know if I believe in that completely, but it definitely, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it seemed like it was very convenient. But then the reason I bring baseball up is you got people like Emmanuel Clase on the Cleveland Guardians who just got busted for throwing balls and strikes. So this is another example, Pat, since you're not a big gambling guy. And for people that are watching, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Follow us also, New York Minute, that's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram for more reels and funny shit. So anyway, Manuel Clase for the Cleveland Guardians, the best closer in baseball, banned from baseball. He was throwing balls and strikes. So this is the problem. Just like basketball with the over-under, you can actually predict and bet on what the next pitch is going to be. So if Emmanuel Clase calls up the Dominican Republic and tells all of his poor friends, who are probably poor, they go, hey, I'm throwing, my first pitch is going to be a ball tonight. Bet on it, okay? And get out of the DR as fast as possible. So he has been banned from baseball. And I even showed Pat at the game last night that he might even be banned from the Dominican Republic Baseball League, and it's being brought to their Supreme Court. So, and it might be against their constitution to ban him from another country's. So, very, very tumultuous, very, very weird shit going on. But I have Emmanuel Clase's video of him throwing balls and strikes. So check it out.
That was his first pitch when that's coming up? Is that what they're saying? They're betting on his first pitch?
All these pitches are the ones that they investigated and that he was found guilty by throwing a ball on purpose.
I mean, that's some high-level collusion right there, to be able to be like, all right, my third pitch in the second out is going to, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
no, these are like, when I come in the game tonight, I'm pitching a ball.
So that's what I'm saying. These are his first pitches when he's coming into the game. So that's.
If you want to just get it down to its lowest common denominator, Guardians go to.
Look at that one.
That one's in front of the plate.
On. Whoa.
Oh my God. That one was in front of the plate.
You know what it is, Pat? I think he was gambling on a cricket game.
Get it down to its lowest common.
What's that?
Yes, I am the best cricket player in the world. I am Emmanuel Clase. Yo. I think I need Emmanuel Clase's people. Call my people right now. I want to be your representative. Let New York Minute, me and Playoff Patty represent you. We will be your managers for Indian cricket. Imagine that guy in a cricket league. He'd impale 3 Indians by lunch, Pat. Another question I have that I wanted to bring up was I had a little bit of a problem today is because I couldn't go to ESPN for the news on this. Is because they're too close to this. ESPN has a betting website now. ESPN is the NBA. They have absorbed the NBA. How can they report on it fairly? It's like Brian Cashman when he investigated the analytics department last year, and he's like, yeah, I'll investigate it, and then he just looked in the mirror for 45 minutes.
Who's the arbiter of truth there? Who's the person that, you know what I mean? Who's the person that is determining?
New York Minute Sports. That's who it is. And we'll tell you the straight dope with the New York Knicks postgame, the Yankees postgame. And if you've been checking out my New York Jets postgame show, you've been seeing me lose my mind in real time. And don't forget to see us all the time. New York Minute Sports. That's NEWYRK. MIN on Instagram. Go there for the funny, as the kids like to say. They don't say that at all, by the way. Also, go to like, go to subscribe, go to my shit on YouTube. Go fucking check it out. How about that? And remember, if you can't be good, be the Jets, baby. Be bad. Say goodbye to the people, Pat. Say goodbye.
Appreciate everybody here. New York Minute Sports. New York Sports. for New York Mets.
And if you can't be good, be bad, baby.
I